Hey, this is Track Bully. This is going to be a short tutorial at San Arcana on just a few turns. We're going to do turns 4, 5, 6, and 7. And I'm just going to talk these turns through so you can understand how to gain maximum speed and use the track and car to your full advantage. So here we're going to start the video in between turns 3 and 4, just before the apex of turn 4. Now, as we get to the apex of turn 4, I like to be on the accelerator as early as possible, preferably just a hint before the apex and definitely at the apex to maximize the next straightaway and give myself the most amount of acceleration time. We're going to go down a little bit farther in the track, and I'm going to stop it about midway through, and I'm going to talk a little bit about strategy during online multiplayer mode. If I have a competitor that's very close to me that I can tell is about ready to ride through the chicane of turns 5 and 6, oftentimes I'll back off the accelerator and let them get in front of me so they go through the chicane first. 2 cars through this next section is a disaster. So what you want to do is either make sure that you're well in front of your competitors so you have all the time and space you need to go through the chicane, or back off the accelerator and let them plow through that set of turns first so you don't crash. If you're confident in your play, you know that you'll end up catching that competitor a little bit farther down the track. So we're going to advance the car a little bit farther down, and I'm going to show you a marker on the track. You can see on the left-hand side of the track there appears to be squiggly lines on the track. That marker for me indicates that I'm just about ready to my brake zone. It's not the brake zone. The brake zone is actually down a little bit farther down the way, just about to this building shadow where I apply the brakes. This point right here is the maximum amount of road you can use at full acceleration before you either crash the car or are unable to make the chicane. This is the precise braking point that I use, and I hold the brakes, and let me start the video again, all the way to the apex of turn 5. At the apex of turn 5, I release the brakes, so there's no more braking past this point. This is the earliest acceleration point you can use for the F1 to gain the maximum amount of speed through the next turn and through the following straightaway. So as we progress down a little bit farther, the next thing that I want to point out is that when you accelerate from the apex of turn 5, the tricky part is actually the steering. You have to relax on it a little bit, especially in the beginning, because you're not used to steering the car at that speed with that much power behind you. The way that I do it is I relax a little bit, and I have made myself very acquainted with the apex of turn 5 and turn 6 and try and get as close to the walls as possible. The steering can be a little bit tricky, and it is something that I've practiced a number of times to get just right. So know that you're going to have to work on that if that is your next acceleration point. Into turn 7, the braking point that I use is right here. I'm on the brakes from this point right here all the way down to the apex here of turn 7, and at the apex I release the brake and am going to cross the finish line at approximately 190 miles an hour. That is how I do turns 4, 5, 6, and 7 on San Arcana. I hope that helps you. See you next time.